Hello friends, and welcome to the lecture series on conservation of medicinal plants. In the previous series of lectures, I discussed about the cultivation of medicinal plants and the factors that affect the quality of the medicinal plants during and post cultivation. Now I also discussed about the advantages of cultivation of medicinal plants over their wild collection, that is the collection from their natural resources. In that, one of the advantage was that cultivation helps in conservation of medicinal plants, because there are plants which have high commercial value, they have a high demand by the herbal drug industry, and as I told you that majority of the demand is fulfilled by supplying the material that has been collected from the wild or the natural resources. So such kind of over harvesting, or rather I will say over collection of the medicinal plants from their natural sources, have put an additional burden on the natural resources, and gradually over the period of time, if this kind of over collection, over exploitation of the medicinal plant in their natural resource continues, that makes that particular species which is in high demand endangered, then critically endangered and threatened towards extinction, and finally that species get extinct. So if we start cultivating that particular species, we are going to reduce the burden on the natural resources. So this is how basically cultivation helps in conservation of medicinal plants. But by only cultivating the medicinal plant, we cannot fully conserve the medicinal plant species, because cultivation will be of those species which have high commercial value or high demand by the industry. Whereas those plants, though they are used in traditional systems of medicine, but they have a very limited industrial demand, those plants cannot be conserved by cultivation. Gradually over the period of time, the global community got sensitized about the importance of the medicinal plant, and not only the importance but also the importance of conservation, the need of conservation of medicinal plants. And this is what, friends, I am going to talk today, that is conservation of medicinal plants, in which I will be focusing upon the guidelines that have been issued by WHO for conserving the medicinal plants. I will just give you a brief recap that how the guidelines or how the global community got sensitized for conserving the medicinal plants. Now, according to an estimate, there are around 6.5 million species of living organism on land, and out of this 6.5 million species, approximately 5 lakh species are of higher plants, which are distributed to more than 600 families or more than 16,000 genera. 1/10 of the species, approximately 50 to 80,000 species, are used for medicinal purpose, or we can say they have documented traditional medicinal or a therapeutical use. Now, since there are around 50 to 80,000 medicinal plant species that have a medicinal value or medicinal use, according to WHO, 80% of the people in the developing countries are totally dependent on herbal drugs for their primary healthcare needs. Now, this is due to various reasons, and the major ones that some of the people, they believe that herbal drugs are safe in comparison to the modern medicine. One. Second, they believe, or rather the herbal drugs are cheaper in comparison to the modern medicine. And third, there are still group of people or societies or communities or areas in a particular country where the governments are not able to provide the modern healthcare facilities to the people. These areas can be remote areas, these people can be tribal peoples, where it's quite difficult to provide the modern healthcare facilities to such areas or such people. And therefore, majority of the people, according to WHO, still rely on the herbal drugs or the drugs that are derived from plants to fulfill their healthcare needs. And it's not only in the developing countries, but also in the developed countries, according to an estimate that 25% of the prescribed medicines in US are derived from plants. We can see that plants have their own importance, have their own place in the therapeutical world, and still majority of the people, they rely on these medicinal plants. Now, out of these 50 to 80,000 plant species that are used for medicinal values, approximately one-fourth, roughly around 20,000 species, are threatened with extinction from over-harvesting and habitat destruction. And since we know that in the recent past there has been a significant, tremendous increase in the demand of herbal drugs, or I will say herbal products, which are in the form of either drugs or cosmeceuticals or nutraceuticals. So there has been a considerable increase in their demand, and this increased demand has led to put enormous burden on the natural bioresource, wherein the plants are collected from their wild sources and are supplied to industry. And this demand is so huge, or demand supply balance is so much disturbed, that we don't give enough time to the plant species to regrow itself. And this kind of over exploitation, over harvesting, over collection of the plants, wherein we are not allowing the plant to grow itself naturally, we are making majority of the species endangered. And not only this over collection is the reason for the species to get extinct, but the expansion of human population, the ever growing human population. And since the population is growing continuously, we need more space to fulfill our needs, and thereby we are encroaching the areas of the natural resources. We are encroaching the area where the plants are growing naturally. We are encroaching the areas where animals are living. And according to another estimate, that 20% of the wild resources have already been exhausted with the increasing human population and plant consumption. So we must have listened to the news of various encounters of wild animals with humans in wild areas, in villages, because we are encroaching their land. They also have right to live, but for our own personal benefits, for own personal greeds, we are encroaching their areas. And not only we are disturbing the animal population by encroaching those areas, we are also damaging the plant species which are growing naturally. And amongst those plant species are the species of the medicinal plants. So this is a practice, this is a phenomena which is disturbing the natural biodiversity balance as well as the natural biological cycle which is going on this planet since ages. If we talk about our own country, there are around 8,000 species of medicinal plants. Now, India is the second country having the largest number of the medicinal plant species after China, which is having approximately 12,000 species of medicinal plants. Out of these 8,000 species, 2,000 species of medicinal plants are widely used in Ayurvedic system of medicine, which is our basic traditional system of medicine. And out of these 2,000, more than 300 medicinal plants have been declared endangered species. So approximately we can say more than 1/10 of the species have been declared endangered. And out of these 300, 1/3 of the species, that is 100 species, are of high volume trade. So we were discussing that those plant species which have enormous demand by the herbal drug industry are the ones which are most vulnerable towards extinction. Now, according to another estimate, that the current loss of plant species is between 100 to 1000 times higher than the expected natural extinction rate. So if we explain this, say for example there is a plant species which normally get extinct under the natural condition, say between 100 to 1000 years. But looking into the current exploitation of the plants, current encroachment of the natural resources by the humans, then that plant may get extinct within 1 year or at the max up within 10 years. So this is the speed, this is the enormous speed by which we are destroying our natural biodiversity. Yet another estimate states that Mother Earth is losing at least one potential major drug every 2 years. When we talk about major drug, it means a plant species having a potential medicinal value. Normally we are much more fascinated by numbers, and here also I am talking about numbers only. But it's not always the numbers that are important. We are talking that the extinction rate is 100 to 1000 times faster than the natural rate of extinction. Earth is losing one potential medicinal plant species every 2 years. But what about the other species? This overexploitation, this encroachment of the natural space is also responsible for the decrease in the genetic quality of the medicinal plant species. Because it has been observed that the newer generation of a particular species which is coming up after a specific period of time in their natural source is genetically poor in comparison to their previous generations. And this poor genetic quality is assessed in terms of the overall vegetative yield of the plant, the size of the plant, the yield of the desired plant part, one, and second, in terms of the overall quantity of the desired secondary metabolite, and more importantly the chemical constituent that is responsible for the biological activity of that particular plant. So it has been observed that over the period of time, the newer generations which are growing naturally of a particular species, either they have smaller size, their vegetative yield is low, and they have lower percentage of the chemical constituent that is responsible for the biological activity of the plant. As a result, the end products which are being produced by the pharmaceutical industry, if the supply is from the natural source, is either less effective or is considered as of a poor quality. So when the world got sensitized about conserving these important bioresource for the newer drugs. Now it all began in 1988 when the three global agencies, WHO, IUCN and WWF, that is World Wide Fund for Nature, they came together and organized a conference in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and the member states of these organizations, they jointly issue a declaration which was known as Chiang Mai Declaration, having a motto of saving lives by saving plants. This is how the world got sensitized that we can save lives of humans, of animals, just by saving plants, because there are enormous reasons for that. Plants act as, since we are mainly focusing our discussion around the medicinal plants, so the major reason could be that these plants can act as an important bioresource for development of newer therapeutic drugs. They jointly gave a declaration wherein they state that we recognize that medicinal plants are essential in primary health care, both in self-medication and in national health services. So they realized during that conference, because majority of the governments, they have a goal to provide basic healthcare needs to each and every civilian or their citizen of their country, and they realize that it is not possible to achieve this goal if they do not incorporate the traditional systems of medicine which primarily rely on the use of herbal medicinal plants or herbal products. They cannot achieve this goal without incorporating these traditional systems of medicine into their national healthcare systems or national healthcare services, because majority of the people in most of the countries, they still rely on medicinal plants or plant-based products to fulfill their healthcare needs. We are alarmed at the consequences of loss of plant diversity around the world, because lot of stress is there on the natural resources because of ever increasing demand of medicinal plants or plant-based products, not only for the medicinal purpose but also for other purpose like cosmeceuticals, for cosmetic products, for nutraceuticals, for general well-being of man. So all these plant-based products are gaining importance, are gaining demand, and this has put enormous stress on the natural resources, as we have already discussed. And this increased demand or this exploitation of the natural resources has sensitized the world that what will be the consequences of the loss of this plant diversity, because once the balance between this diversity is disturbed, the whole biological cycle will get disturbed, and they are in a view with a grave concern that the fact many of the plant that provide traditional and modern drugs are threatened. So once this plant diversity is damaged, is disturbed, then the drugs, the plants which are important source of drugs in numerous traditional systems of medicine, vis-a-vis also they act as a source of modern drugs in modern systems of medicines, are threatened, will get threatened. So this is another grave area of concern. So we draw attention of United Nations, its agencies and member states, other international agencies and their members, and non-governmental organizations to the vital importance of medicinal plants in healthcare. So they are appealing that we should sensitize all these global organizations, their member states, that is the countries who are member of these organizations, international agencies and the national agencies of these countries, members of these agencies, government agencies, to get sensitized, to make them understand the importance of medicinal plants in healthcare systems, and they appeal to incorporate the traditional systems of medicine into their primary healthcare system. The increasing and unacceptable loss of these medicinal plants due to habitat destruction and unsustainable harvesting practices. So habitat destruction, we have already discussed that because of enormous increase in population, we are encroaching upon the natural resource of these plants. We are encroaching on the areas where these plants grow naturally or the animal, they flourish naturally. And coming on to the second aspect, that is unsustainable harvesting practices. So as I have already discussed that majority of the industrial supply is fulfilled by collecting the plants from the natural sources. And when these plants are collected from the natural sources, the collection practices play an important role whether the plant species will carry on or over the period of time it will become endangered. If we don't allow the plant to grow naturally in the next generation, obviously that collection practice become unsustainable. And this could be due to the wrong methods of collection, because if roots are required, some people simply dug out the roots, whole root system of the plant, and eventually the plant die out. So there is no possible chance to for the plant to grow again. So this is an example of non-sustainable collection. So if you want to collect the root of a particular plant, you should always collect the lateral root without disturbing the main root system of the plant. The fact that the plant resources in one country are often of critical importance to other countries. So the conference outcome was again to sensitize that the plant resources are not the whole sole property of a single country. If they are important for one country, those plants can also be often critical to other countries also. Say for example, ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is a Chinese medicinal plant, but if we talk about in terms of its sales, then ginkgo biloba products are the second largest OTC product in US. So they are not popular only in China but also in the developed nation like US or in other European countries also. So that is why it is always said that the plant resources in one country are often of critical importance to other countries as well. Next, they stated that the significant economic value of the medicinal plants used today and the great potential of the plant kingdom to provide new drugs. So obviously, the medicinal plants have a great economic value today. So if we talk about the global trade of the medicinal plants in today's words, it has a value of $120 billion. And according to an estimate, in India itself, the growth rate of the trade of medicinal plants is around 35% annually. So this is how basically there is an importance of the trade of the medicinal plant, because they also act as a source of the new drugs. The continuing disruption and loss of indigenous cultures, which often hold the key but to find new medicinal plant that may benefit the global community. Lot of information is lying with the ethnic groups, with the tribal people, wherein they use different medicinal plant for different disorders. And about this utility, the modern world is ignorant. So we can extract out that knowledge from those ethnic cultures, from those tribal people. Then we can validate that knowledge by using modern scientific techniques, and thereby we can create new sources for newer drugs for better medical values or therapeutical benefits. So in the end, they concluded the conference by saying that there is an urgent need for international cooperation and coordination to establish programs for conservation of medicinal plants to ensure the adequate quantities are available for future generations. So this was the crux of the whole conference, and this is how this laid the foundation for the development of the guidelines for the conservation of medicinal plants. So friends, in the next lecture, I will start what those guidelines say about. Thank you.